Bum,
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 bum.
bum.
Bring.
Bring.
You can tell by the enthusiasm behind Greg's Bindi how the day went for the Dodgers yesterday. We'll try to pep you up here. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. I am Marcus Grant. That is a very dour Greg Bergman, and that is Parker hanging out in front of the Mojo Dojo Casa house right now. No lasers today because they were losers yesterday. 3-0 the final score. They lose the series to the Pittsburgh Pirates. The goal now is to avoid the sweep at the hands of the Buccos. We will get into that. We will preview the series against the Baltimore. We'll wait to preview the Orioles series. We got another day. We can save that misery for another day.
Forties.
We'll sit back and look back at what happened yesterday. We'll try to brighten the mood. Hopefully you all out there in the chat are in a better mood than we are, but I kind of doubt it. Before we do that, though, of course, let's give a shout out to the folks at LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. Transforming the travel experience. They are saving guests time. Looking forward to the People Mover train up and running, hopefully early next year. For more information, you can go to flylax.com/transforminglax. Greg, anything you want to get off your chest this morning?
This has been probably the most frustrated I have been with this team in quite a while, actually. It's maybe middle of June, maybe a little middle of July. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's frustrating nonetheless because it's not. 2 days ago, it was that their offense was actually playing pretty well, but the pitching was disastrous in the bullpen. And then the pitching was pretty good yesterday, and the offense was one of the most pathetic offenses I've ever seen on this team. That was the fact in 3 straight innings, they left 8 guys on base. They left bases loaded, nobody out, bases loaded, 2 out, and then 2 on and nobody out. And they got nothing. They got nothing out of any of that. And yes, some of it was at the bottom of the lineup. And yes, it was this kind of the same kind of thing. But no matter what, you have to score in those situations. Andy Pages had 2 separate chances. What is happening here? Why is this offense just tanking so badly? And I don't want to hear it's because it was Pages and then it was Call and Pages and Kike at the bottom.
One
and
of them was Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There was all these guys at the bottom. There was all these guys that are just not hitting in big spots. There was a point where Andy Pages took swung at a ball that would have walked in a run because he was so aggressive and he's seeing, it's going to be a fastball down the middle. Nope, wrong guy. Very frustrating. It's frustrating.
You good?
It's frustrating.
You good?
It's frustrating. Now? If you know that, if you know what that is.
Yeah. Are you good
if
now?
You know.
No, but still, we can keep going. We can move on. But no.
Well, if it helps,
it's frustrating.
If it helps, which I don't think it does. The people in the chat seem to agree. Cesar Nunez saying yesterday was rock bottom for me. Guys' inability to score with bases loaded, runners in scoring position, just terrible. I mean, at this point, Parker, this just seems like a focus thing with this team. Like, I don't think it's an effort thing necessarily. It just seems to be a lack of focus that they can't sustain things multiple days in a row. They can't seem to play a complete game. It just seems like guys aren't paying attention on a regular basis, and I don't understand why.
So I understand we've said in a few past episodes, we're not necessarily scoreboard watching just yet, but last night is the night to do just that. The second place Padres lose to the Wobegon Orioles. Yeah, exactly. Swept.
Excellent use of Wobegon, by the way.
So you have an opportunity to grow on that lead, and all you have to do is manufacture runs, shorten up your swing. I mean, Dave Roberts was literally saying it in the post presser. I don't know. Maybe he needs to start saying it beforehand. Just stop going for the hero ball. Stop trying to do it all on your own. Just manufacture a damn run. Marcus Grant has been saying it all season long. Just put the ball in play. Need to spell it out for you, Dodgers.
Just put it in play.
So I think alongside with Greg, it's just frustrating. And the approach that everybody has been asking for just has not materialized. And will it? I don't know. Is Muncy, please come back.
I mean, again, I made a joke about it yesterday, but really, maybe they do need Max Muncy as a stabilizing force in the middle of this
he'll shorten
lineup.
Up his swing. He'll just walk if he has to.
I mean, that's the thing. Max Muncy will stand there and he'll fight off like 8 pitches and then take a walk. So here's the thing. I have no statistics on this. Maybe Jeff Spiegel, if we could wake him up early, would have some sort of nerd
He'll be there
stats
tomorrow.
about this. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Why does it feel like whenever the Dodgers have an 8, 9, 10 pitch at bat, it ends in a strikeout, but when the other team has an 8, 9, 10 pitch at bat, it ends in a home run? Like that's it always feels that way to me, right? If I see an opponent stand up there, and whatever, if it's Sheehan or Yamamoto or Snell, whomever, and they go and a guy fouls off 6, 7 pitches in a row, like I just dread that it's going to end in some kind of extra base hit. When Andy Pages fouls off like 5, 6 pitches in a row, I just know he's going to chase one out of the zone and strike out on what could have been ball 4.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no analysis there. I just want to get that off my chest. Like,
No. You're right. It happened. It happened yesterday. It happens quite often. It's just, I want to go back to what you guys were talking about before when it came to like Matt Muncy and Tommy Edman. If we want to be positive, if you want positive, Greg, for just a few minutes, we only have 14 minutes left, so I'll give you a few minutes of positivity. Yes, of course. Max Muncy and Tommy Edman are coming back. Hesson Kim is back so that you can try and move some guys around there. Alex Call could play more often than Conforto. But when Max Muncy comes back, that moves Alex Freeland out of that spot. So at the bottom of your lineup, you're not going to go Alex Call, Pages, who I do like. Then it's Freeland, and then who was it? And Kike. But Kike, you probably should.
Kike's probably going to still be in the lineup.
Kike is probably still going to be there on certain days. But you're going to have Max Muncy in that spot. You're going to have Tommy Edman in those spots. You're going to have those guys will move your defense around. There's a lot of things that those will be positives. However, that's not happening until next week. So you still have to get through the rest of this weekend off of a team of the Orioles that just swept the Padres. Now the Padres are falling apart just as much as the Dodgers are. So it's kind of up and down. But no matter what, that's what we have. We are looking forward to that. But that doesn't mean that's going to happen all right away. They're not going to just come in and all of a sudden like, oh, they're going 4 for 5 every single night, and they're fantastic. And then every time that they come up with the bases loaded, they're going to get a hit. It's going to take time. Getting them, especially Tommy Edman, getting him back in that lineup is going to be a work in progress. I don't think it's going to be just flat out. Okay, here's him hitting big time. So
well. I would say one. I mean, Edman was not hitting particularly great when he got hurt in the first place. But I don't. At least for me, I won't speak for anybody else. I think the return of Edman for me is less about his bat and more about his defense. It's more about the fact that you could put him in center field. You can move Pages to right. You can sort of try to hide Teo in left. Now, if he comes back and hits, great. That's a huge bonus. I will take it all day. But I, at least, Parker, look at Edman as a guy to solidify the defense. I guess the good news is the defense wasn't a problem last night because 2 of the 3 runs came on balls hit over the fence. So that really didn't have to come into play. But, I mean, we've talked about it plenty. This defense right now looks like it's going to cost this team ball games in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, you combine not scoring, 7 at-bats with men in scoring position, and then, obviously, some of the defensive woes you've had in the past. You combine those two, you're going to look like the Yanks in the World Series. So, yeah, you're not winning in that formula. It's tough because you've hit it on them all season long, and the point's just not getting across. So I think the best way to put it, like we've all done on the Blue Review and in the chat, is that it's just repeated frustration. I mean, I don't know what more Roberts can do. I don't know who they need to send into the locker room to really get the point across that they're just not understanding the magnitude of each at bat. And I'm not sure what that is. I said in the chat the other day, I don't know, World Series hangover. I'm not trying to be too negative, but could possibly be a reason, Greg. It's a bunch of reasonings combined, but still it's
Can it be a World Series hangover in September the year after? I mean, I can understand the World Series hangover in March, April, May, June, like early on in the season. But now that we're in September, I don't. The hangover I feel like has to be gone by now. You should be in your normal form. You're through the summer. You're into the final month of the season, trying to just ride right into the playoffs. I don't think now is the time to be. I don't know. I think all these things are just excuses. The waiting for the Muncie and Edmonds are just excuses. The fact of the matter is you have to hit when you have the opportunities to get these hits, whether it's or just even get a ball into the outfield to get a sac fly, something, not striking out, not hitting into double plays. That's what it is. When you have bases loaded, nobody out, you have to get at least one run home. I don't care who you are. Whatever team you are. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you mentioned bad teams. Look at the teams that they're losing to. That I can say 1-2 of 4 or lost 2 of 4 to the Rockies. The Rockies are 39 and 101. They've now lost 2 of 3 to the Pirates. They're 63 and 77. They lost 2 of. They have the Orioles coming up. They're 64 and 76. This was the easy part of the lineup of the schedule. This is the easy part. This is the part where you're supposed to get fat, where you're supposed to push your lead back. And now we're sitting here hoping that teams are going to lose. It's okay because the Padres keep losing, so we're going to win the division anyway. No, how about we should have a 10-game lead right now? Oh, it's okay because the Phillies lost. Well, guess what? The Cubs keep winning, so that's going back the other way, although they're not going to catch the Brewers, so that won't matter. But no matter what, you have to catch the Phillies, and if I honestly don't believe that this team is going to go far if they have to play in the wild card. I just don't.
No, I don't think it's because here's the thing: the wild card, it's that 2 of 3, right? Where you lose one, you can lose one game just because you have a bad day, right? Like you could do everything right.
Bad days.
I know, and lose, and suddenly your back is against the wall in that sort of situation. So, I guess the good news is, what are they? 2 games back of the Phillies. They have a 3-game series coming up with them in a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. So hopefully they can at least tread water, if not gain some ground before they see the Phils at Dodger Stadium. I don't know. I laughed. I saw Peter Acevedo in the chat says Blake Snell's going to have to pitch a perfect game in order to get a win. Yeah, but they still got to score runs.
Marcus, I saw this earlier. Is this true? Have they lost 4 straight at PNC series at PNC Park?
Yeah, they haven't been great at PNC. For whatever reason, they can't hit at PNC. The Pirates have been dreadful for now a decade, and and they can't win there. It's really, really weird. Sometimes I heard Oriole talking. Oriole talking. We're playing the Orioles this weekend, and we got Oral Hershiser. But I heard Oral talking about it. Sometimes it's just a different kind of. They don't like the batter's eye at a certain on a certain ballpark, or it's a place they want to bring their family. Not that Pittsburgh is, but there's certain things about different places that just cause guys problems, and apparently it causes the Dodgers problems.
Isn't Pittsburgh the place with the haunted hotel?
I thought that was Milwaukee.
Oh, maybe it's Milwaukee. Okay, I think Mookie brings it up every time. I know it's a place where Mookie won't stay in the hotel because it's haunted, so he'll go stay somewhere else.
If you want to hear about that, just ask John Ireland. He has the story that he's told 15 billion times.
Do the Lakers stay there too when they're in town?
Sure do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure do.
All right.
Just bring up Milwaukee. Oh, they have this haunted hotel. Have I ever told you this before? I don't think I've told you this before.
All right. All right, cool.
I love Johnny.
Thomas Vizic saying, tired of people saying that Pages and Teo have their inconsistencies, but still like them being top of the lineup. Be accountable and hold them to it. Stop cherry picking positives and forgetting negatives. I don't think we're forgetting negatives. I think we keep putting them out there on Front Street. I think what it is right now, Thomas, is kind of weighing the trade-offs, right? Because as bad as Teo's defense has been, as sketchy as Pages can be running the bases, sometimes making throws from the outfield. Like I think all those are right out there and very much talked about. But who else is there to play the outfield? You're definitely not going to put Call and Conforto out there together. It's a situation of you sort of weigh one versus the other because, what are your other options? So Teo is costing you games defensively, but he's still your best option in terms of an outfield bat. Same with Eddie Pages. So I don't think anybody's glossing over the negatives. I think it's trying to find the silver lining in it because what else can you do? You're not going to play Dean. You're not going to play Conforto. You're not going to play Call. This, sadly, right now is kind of their best outfield situation. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, and also it's Teo, the difference is you need Teo's bat at the top of the lineup. He needs to be good for this team to be good. Now maybe he can drop behind Muncy when he comes back if he's playing well, but for the most part, you need Teo's bat. He's a very, very important piece. That's why they brought him back on a 3-year deal. That's why he was the reason they won very many games last year. So you need him to be there at the top of the line. Andy Paz is hitting 7th, so he's not at the top of the lineup. Honestly, he probably should be hitting higher right now, but it seems that they want to even out the lineup and have at least something in the 7th, 7, 8, 9 spot. He didn't produce in moments where he needed to, but he did the day before. He didn't with the bases loaded, but he had a home run, got the game tied
at home.
Yeah, he performs at home. I mean, his outfield defense is the best outfield defense we have, and he's hitting in the 7th spot. I don't think anybody is glossing over anything. If anything, on the Blue Review, all we ever do is talk about the negatives. I get killed for being too negative.
People give us a hard time about it.
Right.
But a good interactive chat, Vizek. Also, side note, Conforto no longer qualifies for a worst batting average.
Oh,
thank goodness.
That's a silver lining.
Yeah,
Ellie De La Cruz takes the cake on that one.
Oh, really?
Ellie is the
lowest
batting average.
Him. Who knew? Other silver lining that we have not gotten to.
Will
Smith,
I think O'Neal.
The game yesterday after taking a foul ball off his hand. The reports were a hand contusion. X-rays were negative. So reportedly he is day to day. I would not expect to see him in the lineup today. I would imagine it's Dalton Rushing. Although I asked the question in the chat. I don't think anybody knew the answer. Who is the Dodgers emergency catcher? Like, if something happens to Dalton Rushing, who dons the tools of ignorance and sits behind home plate? Is Kike? Like, I have no idea who the emergency catcher is if something happens.
Kenley Jansen.
Yes, that's the answer. Always Kenley Jansen.
See, there was a whole thing, remember, a couple of years ago, let Kike catch because he played every single position but catcher. Yeah. So maybe this is Kike's moment.
This is your chance,
back up.
Kike.
I don't. They might have to bring somebody up because Dalton Rushing got hit on the hand. Also.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked the question because Rushing got hit on the hand, and I'm like, okay, well now what? Like, if he can't keep going, what do we do now?
Yeah, someone has to. I can imagine someone comes up to be the backup catcher because you can't. Yeah, you can't not have a backup catcher.
Not have a catcher. That's sort of important. So I don't know the answer to that.
Hopefully Will Smith is okay though. Hopefully he's just out for a couple of days. He's got some swelling in the hand. It's nothing more than that. But if he's down, that spells trouble for this team. Although I'll get Dalton Rushing had a couple good hits yesterday.
He did.
It was turned into a ball that was caught at the wall, but that should have been a double. That was just a great play in the outfield.
Yeah. So I will see, but obviously, hopefully, Will is okay. Rub some dirt on it. Put some Robitussin on it. Something. Just make it get better so you can get back in the lineup as soon as possible.
Right.
Series finale today between the Dodgers and the Pirates. 3:40 p.m. Pacific time. First pitch. It'll be Blake Snell against Paul Skenes.
That's easy.
Fantastic pitching matchup on paper. I mean, if you just straight up love pitching, this is a game for you to watch. Of course, the Dodgers did see Skenes back in April at Dodger Stadium. He went 6 1/3 shutout innings, gave up 5 hits, struck out 9. We'll see if the Dodgers can solve him any better this time around. We'll see.
They'll go for like 7 runs.
I mean, that's the way this team operates, right? When you look at it, you're like, there's no way this team can get it done today. Then they somehow put up an avalanche of runs. So
if there is one thing that's consistent, guys, this year, that they will turn the corner, but then they'll trip themselves up.
They'll turn the corner and then smack straight into a wall.
One step forward for one giant step backwards.
Which is the definition of a mid team. Yeah. It really is.
They have been mid. They have been mid since the All-Star break. Yep. Maybe even less than mid since the All-Star break.
Also, you're right, Greg. O'Neal Cruz, not Ellie. That's correct.
Okay. That makes more sense.
O'Neal Cruz is a terrible hitter this year. Yeah.
That actually makes a little more sense. All right. That'll do it for this edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. Thanks to everybody in the chat. I guess the upside to when the Dodgers are losing is everybody's a lot more lively in the chat.
They called me Mike Piazza today. Do I look like Mike Piazza?
Hey, sweet.
I
can
can
see
see
that.
that.
It's the hair. It's the hair.
I'll take
It's
it.
also better story in the losing locker room. Always, always, always.
Always, always, always. So I guess today's the Silver Linings edition of the Blue Review is what we're calling this one. Stick around. We got Cesano and Cap and the whole morning extravaganza coming up here in the ESPN LA YouTube chat. Of course, if you missed the Blue Review, if you came in late, you can catch it later on, 10 o'clock. It will replay for you as well. Back with you tomorrow. As well, 6:30 to 6:50. I'm still on the old time again. Thanks to Graham Metzger for getting us up and running this morning. We will see you mañana. See you.